Hello everyone and welcome to Catching Up with the Clemenses, brought to you by the Mark Twain House Museum in Hartford, Connecticut. My name is Jody and I care for the museum's collections.
And I'm Erin. I coordinate the museum's programs for students. Every episode, Jody and I tell you what we do here at the museum. But today, we're going to introduce you to some of our coworkers and tell you about some of the other jobs that keep the museum going.
Let's go!
When you first enter the museum, some of the first people you'll meet are the people who work here behind the front desk. They will help you get a tour ticket, they'll let you know all the different things that you can do around the museum, and then they are the ones who will give you your tour, because it's our historic interpreters who also work down here. There are a lot of them here at the museum.
We aren't able to meet all of our historic interpreters in this video personally, but here's the next best thing: a bunch of photographs of them doing what they do best: greeting guests and leading tours. The other group of people you are sure to meet when visiting is our gift shop staff. Let's meet them.
Hello, my name's Ilana, and I am the Director of Retail at the Mark Twain House and Museum. And I am half of a team that runs the store and the cafe upstairs. And I love working here for many reasons, but probably my favorite reason is that I work with a bunch of kooky, smart people who make it fun every day. What do you think, Bridget?
That's hard. There's a lot of things I love about working here. In the store in particular, I love giving book recommendations to people. When I was a guide, I loved giving tours of the house. Every position I've had here, I've loved goofing off.
She's had a lot of positions here.
Yeah.
What are some of the positions you've had here?
I've been a historic interpreter. I was the weekend coordinator. I was the assistant manager of interpretation. And now I am the retail operations manager.
So you can be many things at the Mark Twain House and Museum.
Yeah, sometimes all at once.
Now let's go upstairs.
We have an awesome security and maintenance department who keep the museum clean, safe, and keep everything in order. But they're not around right now because it's the early morning and they're all out making sure the museum is ready to open and welcome visitors.
I always introduce myself as caring for the collections, and we did an entire episode on collections care. But I'm not the only person who cares for and works with the collections. I'm the head of the curatorial department, so let's meet some of the people I work with.
Hi, I'm Mallory, and I'm the assistant curator here at the Mark Twain House. Every day is really different. Whether I'm researching for an upcoming exhibition, or I'm answering questions for researchers and students about Mark Twain, the house, or his family, or whether it's joining Jody and helping to clean the house, which you may have learned about in the Caring for Collections episode. My favorite thing about working here at the Mark Twain House is the wonderful people I get to work with. It's such a joy to spend time with them, laugh, and teach people about the legacy of Mark Twain.
Hi, I'm Steve Courtney. I've been volunteering in Curatorial for a number of years. Before that, worked as staff here at the Mark Twain House, worked in publicity, wrote a few things for the Mark Twain House. I enjoy being in Curatorial because this is sort of where there are a number of places at the Mark Twain House where the rubber hits the road. One of them is the guide experience, but another one is here, where we are in touch with the history of the place so much, because we're dealing with immediate items and collections that bring to life Mark Twain, his family, and all of that wonderful era that he lived in. Thank you.
I'm Dave. I've been a volunteer at the Mark Twain House for 10 or 12 years now, and during that time I've helped organize records and storage of the artifacts and in the Mark Twain collection. I've also helped set up and take down many exhibits, and where necessary I've even done maintenance and repairs as appropriate. And I really enjoy my time here.
Hello, my name is Haley and I'm an intern here in the collections department. And the thing about the Mark Twain House and Museum is that we have a lot of interesting objects. A lot of them are really old and they're one of a kind. And so one of the things that we do here is we have to take care of them. So I help with that, and the way that I do that is I do condition reports on the objects. So I take an object off the shelf here in storage and I'll assess it and make sure that it's intact, that it looks safe, make sure there's no pests eating away at it, and if there's any damage or deterioration, I make a note of that and we talk about next steps, whether that's conservation or rehousing the object. And one of the other things I do here is I take photographs of the object. And so after taking pictures of the object, we upload them to our digital database, which you have access to at home. And I love working here. I hope to one day be a collections manager, so having the opportunity to work here in collections and assist here has been really great.
Now that we've introduced you to the people who you may meet during your tour or work in the museum center, let's go outside. Erin and I often use the museum's beautiful gardens as a backdrop for our episodes. Not all of our garden volunteers are here today, but we are so thankful to Christy and her team of green-thumbed volunteers who keep our gardens and grounds looking amazing in spring, summer, and fall. We have a number of administrative offices located in the carriage house, so let's introduce you to a few people who work behind the scenes keeping the museum running, starting with our programming and marketing team.
Hi guys. Hi, my name's Alana and I am the Marketing and Social Media Associate here at the Mark Twain House. And my favorite thing about working here has to be the garden. Have you checked it out?
Hi, I'm Omar and I'm the Literary Program Coordinator here at the Mark Twain House and Museum, which means that I coordinate our author talks and try to bring in some really cool and interesting authors to come talk about their books, usually in conversation with someone else, someone who is doing something very similar to whatever the novelist or author has written about. I love working here at the Mark Twain House and Museum, and one of my favorite things is just being able to see the house on a daily basis and seeing the groups coming in from all over the country and all over the world to experience the house for themselves, often for the first time.
The museum may be a non-profit organization, but that doesn't mean we don't deal with money. Let's meet our coworkers who work in the leadership and finance departments and who provide us with our ice cream pocket money.
Hi, my name is Sydney. I'm the executive assistant here, and I help with daily operations that need to be done by leadership. I recently graduated with my master's degree, and I hope to be a director one day myself, so I really enjoy being here.
Hi, I'm Peter, and I am the executive director of the Mark Twain House, and that means that I'm kind of in charge of a lot of stuff that goes on here. So that means all of the curatorial work, all of the education work, all of the visitation, all of just fixing the place up and keeping it clean. All those people that do all those things report into me. And then I, in turn, report to a board of trustees that are my boss. So it's kind of a complicated job, but my favorite thing about working here is all of the people who are here. And of course, our subject matter. Mark Twain is a fascinating person, and his family are fascinating people, and we get to do so many interesting programs and interesting things here. And of course, I want to introduce you to my friend, the frog, and I'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer of the Mark Twain House. My job is so cool because I get to handle all the money, and I also do some of the operational stuff, which means I help run the business itself. My favorite thing about Mark Twain is that he's so cool to read, and his words still resonate today. He's also my best friend.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Dawn, and I'm the Director of Development here at the Mark Twain House and Museum. So what is development? In development, we do fundraising and fundraising. Even though we sell tickets, so people can come tour the house, our tickets do not cover the cost of keeping the house open to the public. So we raise funds from the public. We raise funds from people, and businesses and foundations and the government. And because all these people are important to us, we want them to feel like friends. So we try to make them feel like they're part of the family here. So that is why in development we do fundraising and friend-raising. And I like working here because I'm a Hartford native. I grew up here. I went to the Mark Twain House as a kid, just like you. And I think it's really cool that someone as famous as Mark Twain chose Hartford to be his home. And I'm very proud of the fact that we have his beautiful home here for the rest of the world to see. You should be very proud of the fact that we have this in Hartford.
My name is Caitlin Phillips. I work as the Development Associate here at Mark Twain House Museum. I'm in charge of managing the memberships. What I like most about working here are the people and being able to come to this really cool house.
Last, let's head over to the offices in the house itself and meet the rest of the interpretation department. This is the department that Erin works in, as well as our historic interpreters.
Hi, my name is Ella. I'm the weekend coordinator and school programs assistant. So on the weekends, I'm here as sort of the backup person for anyone who needs a hand with anything. If any visitors or guides have any problems, I'm here to help sort those out. And I also help out Erin with some of the projects she's working on. I've been in this job a few months and I was a guide before that, and I really enjoy working here. I like to meet all the wonderful people who come through and teach me something new every day. But currently, perhaps my favorite thing about working here is this cat that I see a lot. He's this big orange fellow who lets me pet him frequently. A lot of people call him Sam because he's orange, but I think he looks like a Hugh, and he is my friend. So right now, he is my favorite thing about here.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the Director of Interpretation at the Mark Twain House and Museum. And so you may be wondering, what's the Director of Interpretation mean? So I manage the tours of the Mark Twain House. So all the wonderful people who give tours of the Mark Twain House, what they are talking about and how they're talking with you, our visitors, is their main priority. So we're a public attraction that has visitors from all over the world. So interpretation is a way of communicating with all of our visitors the stories behind Mark Twain and his times, and the stories that go along with the Mark Twain House and Museum. And why do I stay here? Well, we work with wonderful people. I have to say that I think is the reason why I'm still here after many years working here at the Mark Twain House. We have interesting people from all over the world who visit, and really fascinating people that I get to work with, some of whom you are meeting today.
Hi, my name is Grace Belandra, and I'm the Associate Director of Interpretation here at the Mark Twain House and Museum. I'm also the volunteer coordinator and the coordinator of my favorite part of my job, the celebrated Jumping Frog Contest of Hartford County, which, if all goes well, will be coming back in 2023. I do a lot of things here at the Mark Twain House. I schedule all the interpreters that work here. Hopefully you'll be meeting some of them soon. And I give people tours of the Mark Twain House. I also work with other departments here in the Mark Twain House staff to make sure that the museum runs smoothly. And we love when people come to visit, and I love talking to people who are fans of Mark Twain and learning about what they read and what their favorite books are that Mark Twain wrote. My favorite book is A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. Hope you visit us soon. Thanks.
We want to thank you for coming along to meet our coworkers, and thank all of our coworkers for participating in this episode.
The next episode of Catching Up with the Clemenses is our 20th episode, and to celebrate that milestone, we're going to take you behind the scenes and let you in on how we research, write, film, edit, and produce each of these videos. For next time, here's a question. How long do you think it takes Jody to edit each one of our videos? See you next time! Do you have a question for us? You can send us an email at catchingup@marktwainhouse.org or send us a letter at the Mark Twain House and Museum, 351 Farmington Avenue, Hartford, Connecticut, 06105. Along with your question, tell us your first name, your age, and what city or town you live in. If we feature your question in a future video, we'll be sure to give you a shout out. Don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.
We want to keep our educational materials accessible to all, but while these videos are free for you, they're not free for us. If you want to support the creation of Catching Up with the Clemenses videos and other educational programming here at the Mark Twain House Museum, please follow the link in the description below to donate now.